Brian back here with a look at Bitcoin here. You can see we came up to that 43,800-ish level there, and we got rejected off that. Now it's coming back down and retesting this lower area down here. What is this? 42.3. Okay, you can see that was this blue line here. You can see how we came down, lost that support, came back, regained it. Now we're retesting this area here, this 42,300. We're going to have to see if it can hold that. Let's take a look at a few things here, guys. Let's take a look at some RSIs. And there's actually some other stuff I want to show you here first. Bitcoin dominance right now. It's getting up to a pretty interesting level here. You know, we talked about this before. We haven't looked at it recently. Been kind of letting it go. But if we take it, this is on the daily chart. Right, if we put a fib on here, you can see it's up to the 50% retracement now. We're expecting it to get up to 618 or 702 level here. Then hopefully start rolling over here. Maybe a big ABC. Hard to say right now, but the RSI's, the daily is right at the top, just flipped bearish, 96 and a 97. You got your weekly. The weekly just turning up. Your monthly is actually bearish. Your 12-hour right at the top, it's going to turn up for one more move here, it looks like. Got the 8-hour. The 8 hours turned up. And the 4-hour, let's see here. A little bit of bearish divergence on the 4 here. You can see this high here with the price, and then you got a higher high on price and lower high in the RSI the whole way down through here. You could draw a trend line on there, and this is dominance, so we're hoping for this to fall, obviously, but hit that 50% retracement there, getting a little bit of a pullback there, but it looks like it going to give another push up here. As long as it doesn't go and break this 702 up here, that's fine with me. But we're looking for it to come up to the 618 or 702 and get rejected. All right, let's move on here. The DXY, the Dow Jones down 300 points. That's, wow, look at that candle. And that's something. Let me get this off here. That's what I was talking about with possibly with Bitcoin. The Dow Jones, eventually this thing's going to have a pullback. All right, I think that's maybe when Bitcoin's going to have its dump here. If we take it, let's take a look at the RSIs on the Dow Jones. Look at this thing; it's just straight up. Let's take a look here. We got the daily just flipped bearish, an 81 and an 85. The big ones are what I'm worried about. The 99 and 97 on the weekly, and then you got your monthly at a 99 and 85, and you got some serious bearish divergence down here on this monthly. Look at this, lower highs, straight down through here. You got lower highs, and if you look at price, let's match it. Let's look here. You got this high. These are all higher highs on price and lower highs on the RSI on the monthly. That's not it's not really what you want to see there. We're expecting a pullback in this thing sometime. Every one of these RSIs are at the top. The daily, the weekly, the monthly. Daily's just rolled over. The 12 is right up there, and then the 4 is pulling down hard. That thing is straight down. So if we look at this thing, me personally, I'm expecting it to pull back and retest, this all-time high at some point. It never did really come down and test it. It came close. If you go out in a weekly, right there's the previous all-time high. Maybe that's the pullback we're gonna get, or the pullback we're looking for. That would pull the Dow Jones down, from the top up there. 4.4%. Is that going to be enough to to pull Bitcoin down, or is the Dow Jones going to come back and retest this high here? This previous high back here. It's hard to say. It really is. If you put use our Fibonacci tool here, and you look for a 618 or 702 pullback, where's it put it? There's a 50%. Of course, the Dow Jones acts a little different with this stuff. If this gets a little higher, you know, I doubt it's going to go that high before Bitcoin has a pullback here. But you know, boy, oh boy, yeah, it could be a pretty decent pullback. Maybe a 50% pullback in the Dow. Maybe something like that. Maybe it gets up here and pulls back down and retests this high, and then our bull run starts. We'll just have to see how it plays out. I'm just throwing out some scenarios there. All right, the DXY, that's another big one. We haven't looked at these lately. Let's see where this is at. It's about at a 382 now. Oh, we got to get that up there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 382 retracement here. Up at this, got some major resistance right up by the 618. Just right above it there at 104.92. Got that weekly. Look at that, heading straight up. Got the monthly reset. Excuse me. Yeah, so that this weekly and daily are both reset on the Dixie. So this thing could really take a rip in here. Might be looking at putting a fib up on this whole move. Maybe it comes up here 618 or 702 up at 110. That's very possible. Well, up at 108 to 110. We'll have to see. But that weekly and monthly are reset on that thing. So looks like the Dixie's going to take a run here. All right, that's pretty much all we have to look at there. Let's get back to Bitcoin here and take a look at this thing. All right. First off, let's see if I haven't looked at the liquidations today. And if you would, please hit the like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that very much, guys. Hope you're having a great day out there. And let's let this load up a second. Here we go. Liquidations plus 113%. 195.9 million. Probably taking out them longs. Open interest is down almost 6.8%, 36.2 billion, and the volume is up. It's up 21.7%, 111.3 billion. That's good to see. Need that volume kicking up. It's been really low lately. Let's go look at the crypto bubble. Ooh boy, that's ugly, huh? Jeez. Yeah, there's holy cow. Yeah, everything in the top 100 except 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 6 of them are the only green ones. Look at the last hour. It's not any better. Yeah, just one of them days. You have them. Usually it's not this bad though. That's a lot of red. Wow. All right. Well, we all know what's doing it. I mean, Bitcoin runs this market. Got 52 or 53% of the market there. Boy, it looks like we're falling. I don't know here. Might lose that. On a weekly. We're still pulling down here, which is going to be interesting. All right. If we get this pullback from Bitcoin. This weekly can mess around down here for a while. You can see back here it drug its feet back here. The one that worries me is this one, the monthly. All right. Granted, it can stay at the top there for a while. Did it? Back the whole way through here. Actually, there's our 2017 bull run. I mean, look at that. It got to the top in December of 2015, and it stayed up there for 2 years. So, is it possible that Bitcoin, we just head straight into the bull run and this monthly stays at the top? Or weekly is almost reset. I mean, it's a guessing game for everybody. Nobody knows for sure. If I had to put my money on it, though, I would just say, history, you have a bull run with this one here, okay? A retracement, a bull run. This should be the retracement, okay? Then Bitcoin pullback, bull run. Just like 2019 retracement, we'll see, all right? Everybody's got their own theory. I think a pullback's coming down here. That's my opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion on this. What do you think? I think this thing's coming down to a 618. or 702, you know, 32 to 34,000 bucks, somewhere right around there. You know, that's what I'm thinking. You know, we'll see what happens here. I think a big ABC is going to come in here. We measured it out. All right, we took a shot. We took a look at this thing, and everything measured out pretty much right. All right, the Bitcoin. Stick with me here a second, okay? If Bitcoin comes up to the 618 here, gets rejected up at 45,000 bucks, okay? What would, you know, even it could even come up here to the 45.9, 45ish, okay? Pull this down for an ABC, okay? Get that right where we want it, 45,041, okay? Then we come down here and put a line here. Stick with me, guys, please. Okay, now let's get this Fibonacci off here. Let's zoom back out here on a weekly. All right, what do we got then? We got a big ABC coming in. If we measure this, put the fib back on here, you got to put all these pieces together with this stuff. You know what I mean? It just, I mean, you tell me. Right there, you know, right, almost right on the 618. It's a 34,000, you know, 34.4, 34.1. You know, like they say, if the shoe fits, you know what I mean. It kind of, I don't know. I don't know. That's what I mean, that monthly RSI is right at the top. All right, let's take a look here at these RSIs. We got that weekly pulling down. We got the daily. Daily's right at the top, actually flip bearish here. We got the 12-hour coming down, 8-hour pulling down, 4-hour. That looks like it's going to roll over, quite honestly. Let's see here. You know, you had, it was a lower high, just barely. All right, now you are getting a little bit of a bounce here. You can see it kind of holding on here. All right, so far so good. It's come down and bounced. If it loses that, you know, watch it to come down here, you know, around this 41,700, 41,600, right around that range. You know, these support and resistances are ranges. They're not exact prices, okay? You got ranges in here. You got numerous wicks, okay? They're ranges. When you map your support and resistance, you know, map them with ranges, you know, like that or something. You know, they're not exact prices. You got wicks that come down all over the place, you know, so you want to do something like that. Okay, you can see all these wicks through there, wicks up, you know, that's how you put support and resistance. They're not exact lines, okay? So if it loses this range, look for it to come down here to this range, and it should. If it doesn't hold that, you know, I would guess, I would think it might have a problem here, because then it would be coming the whole way back down here. All right, now if we take a look, let's put this on the 12-hour. All right, you know, usually a pullback, where would you get it to? A 618 or 702. Let's take a look here. You know, if this pulls down to a 618, you know, it's going to put it down around to 40,000 bucks. You know, if it does, you know, from bottom of your move to the top of your move. This is on the 12-hour. You know, 618 down here, 40,500. You know, I want to see that last push up here. You know, before we have any big pullbacks. We got that daily. Hopefully that daily flips back up here and takes off. You know, let's take a look. You got this move right here. Right down, you know, right through the 702, right? Boy, oh boy, I want to see it, definitely, I want to see it hold that, okay, for sure. I think everybody does. You know, 42,000, the 42,200, you definitely want to see it hold that. If it doesn't, it's coming down here 41.6, 41.7, okay? And we definitely don't want to lose that range. So we got all the RSIs heading down on this thing. You know, is there a resistance line you could put on this thing? You know, down through here, maybe. You know, if it, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna start one, I guess that's the best place to start it, right there. You know, is this, we'll see what happens with this thing, guys. Really, we got all the RSIs pulling down. We need a bounce here. All right, we're looking, like I said, we're looking for that one last push here out of this thing, and I would imagine it's going to get it. Usually, you don't see like a 50% retracement and a rollover. Okay, you normally always get at least up to that 618, 702. I showed you guys on the last video. You know, if you take measurements of some of this stuff, you know, this move here, just to move inside here, not this other stuff. We got to move up to the 702 here. Okay, then we pulled back and went off. You know, you can go through here and measure almost everything. You don't want to measure something that just that ran through it, and that was our big retracement there. But you know, you can put this thing almost anywhere, and you're going to see a retracement at least up into these higher numbers. You know, anywhere. Well, of course, that one ran through, but you know, let's see here. Even this one here, you know, eventually ran up through. Doesn't matter where you put it at. What, this one here didn't actually make. This was the bear market, though. You know, there you had a 50% retracement. Well, no, not actually. It did actually come up. There you go. It eventually came up to the 702 over here. And then it rolled over. So I mean, eventually you'll get a push up there. Bitcoin can mess around up in here for a couple weeks. You know, it's very hard to say. You know, look what it did over here, December 5th, and it took it till it took it over a month to finally get this top in here. You know, so that this is nothing right here. It could range in here for a couple weeks. You know, with this daily, the daily gets reset. If it does pull back down here, 40,200 area, you know, then it starts working its way back up, and finally gets that one last bounce we're looking for. You know, that's exactly what could happen. I wouldn't be shocked one bit if it does that. You know, whoops, sorry about that. Let's get that out of there. You know, something like this pulls down, messes around in here for a bit, and finally gets that 618, and then zoom, there you go. You know, that could be exactly what happens. I mean, we got all them RSIs are heading down, and daily's rolling over. But Bitcoin does what you least expect it to do. Of course, you know what? This is what I am pretty pumped about here. You know, if let me show you something here. If you haven't seen it. All right, the 50 and the 200. If you go out on a weekly on Bitcoin here, look at that golden cross right there. You know, and golden crosses don't come around very often. That's the sign. You know, it's a clear sign of a bull cycle coming. You know what I mean? We got this golden cross occurred. When was it? January 8th, January 1st, January 8th. That's when you get the 50 coming back up over the 200. That's very bullish. All right, and that's when we were up in this range up here. That gold, I don't know. I think that's the first golden cross we've had on the weekly for Bitcoin. If you go back through here, you know, yeah. As far as this chart goes, maybe way back here in the beginning. Let's take a look. No, it's the first golden cross on the weekly that Bitcoin's had. That's the 50 and the 200-day moving average. All right, right here was a bearish. You know, that's a death cross. When the 50 goes under the 200, that's a death cross right there. That was from the bear market, this massive pull down. You know, and then this thing is just golden crossed. Like I said, the beginning of January here. So that's exciting, guys. And these moving averages, usually price ends up coming back to them at some point. And once again, that goes back to our point about possibly pulling down here 34, 35,000 bucks. look where this is, these RSIs are heading, and if this all plays out right, they're probably all going to meet somewhere around, around here, and then boom, our bull run starts. It's nothing bad. It's, it's a shakeout. It's going to be just a shakeout. The weekends, then it's going to start pumping, and you're going to have people, buying after Bitcoin comes down and bounces 20% or whatever it is. That then you're going to have FOMO kick in. Once this thing runs back at 40% or whatever it does, then FOMO is going to kick in, and then this bull run is absolutely going to go insane. It's going to be great. I can't wait. I've been waiting for this for 4 years. So I'm ready for it. All right, guys, thanks a lot. I'll talk to you soon. We'll see what happens here. Keep a tight eye on this thing, but hopefully it holds that support up there. If it doesn't, look for it to pull back down to around, this lower range, $40,000. But expecting that one last push out of this thing. All right. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Have a great day.